Red Sox got a win last night.
Yes, but on the field.
And
so what? They're half a game out of a wild card as it stands?
yes.
They're
And
doing this without Casas? This is even better. A likable team until he gets back.
Are the Red Sox now in a position where you say if they don't make the playoffs, they're half a game out behind the Royals, who they beat 6-5. If they don't make the playoffs, it's very disappointing that it's now reaching a stage, even with their difficult schedule that is ahead of them, that you'll be left disappointed if they don't make it onto the right side of that line.
I would say yes now. Based on how they have played, if you want to date it to back, mid-May, mid-June, whatever takeoff date you want to do. And you see how they played against the Yankees. You see how they played against better teams. Like, they're in these games. They're entertaining games. I know Kevin Millar last week got a lot of crap for when they lost. He said, this is great baseball. This is great baseball games. And he's kind of right. Like, they're in those games. Like, you're there. So I would say, yeah, it'd be disappointing. Now, if you're beating the scrubs and getting your ass kicked by the good teams, I would say, no, it's not disappointing because that's reality. The reality is they're there and they got a hell of a manager. And maybe he could get you a game or two. And maybe if you could get into a damn series, you'd be a tough out. I think they would be a tough out.
Email today from frequent emailer Tyler Campbell, who never passes up an opportunity to dump on Milliken. This guy's in the Milliken Haters Club. That's what he is.
Yeah, we'll read these.
He said Sox biggest game of the season coming up tonight. If they win, they'll have the wild card tiebreaker over the Royals. The Royals are actually frauds. Everyone should be buying into this Red Sox team. They're getting Chris Martin back as well. Weird. How are the Sox so good
Coldplay?
without what?
The guy from Coldplay? That's Chris Martin, right? It's a joke.
He said, weird. How are the Sox so good without Tristan Casas when Milliken has been telling us how he's the best bat on the team?
He's one of the top two bats. Would anyone disagree with that? Would you?
No.
No, but it feels like a car wreck or you're getting
but
stabbed.
it's just fun to poke fun at the fact that they are playing to a level this year.
I'm rooting for them to win without him.
And they're doing it without that guy.
They have the best OPS in baseball right now.
I know.
Don't disrupt it.
What he did changing the hitting meetings back in May, you go to it when it stopped with these big meetings and they became a lot more individualized. David Hamilton, what you're seeing out of him the last couple of days come back to life after they gave him a 3-day breather to kind of lock him back in and change his mechanics. Masataka Yoshida, are you kidding me? Almost a 900 OPS going back to July 1st. Dom Smith over 800 OPS going back to June 1st. You just got to sit there and tip your cap. A lot of the guys, whether you didn't believe in them or you thought, hey, this guy's just going to plug and play, they've stepped up and they've done their thing. As much as we have talked about Andrew Bailey, Pete Fotzey deserves a lot of credit. The hitting has been way above, I think, what anybody expected this year.
Justin in Saugus wanted to talk Sox. Go ahead, Justin.
I'm very excited about how the Red Sox are playing over this stretch. This is a really good stretch for them, and I think it will be a failure if they don't make the playoffs.
It'll be a what?
Failure.
Failure. Okay, I couldn't hear what he said there. That's what I'm wondering. At what point do we get to that stage with this team? Like, okay, you're in it now.
Yeah, I'm not going to go and call the Royals absolute frauds. Do I think they're a team you should be scared of? No, but they've been one of the best starting rotations in all of baseball. It's the 4th best ERA. I think when you turn around and you look at the Red Sox, that's the part of the team you're worried about down the stretch here with Tanner Houck and Cutter Crawford. Can those guys hold up as you go down here? And as much as I wanted to buy July being a month where Brian Bale really kind of got back on the horse, he lost that yesterday in the 5th inning, falling apart, needing one more out to get through the 5th. Couldn't do it, and then you have a tie ball game.
So I guess the real question is, when does this team go from being a good story and that underdog that's overachieving to a team that's worthy of expectations, real expectations? That's really what I'm saying. When does that switch? It's August 7th, so there's not...
When you're in playoff position in August.
End of the month?
Yeah,
How
maybe.
about
End of August.
We're approaching it, depending on how they play the next couple of weeks.
How about after a win tonight?
50% now.
Too many people talking. I can't hear anything.
I said, how about after a win tonight?
You sweep the Royals. That's pretty serious. Yeah. That's the team right in front of you.
That's taking care of business in a big way down there.
And the Royals have been one of the best teams at home this year. They were 36-22 when you started the series. And you went and took that from them.
Catch it.
Milliken, you got McCone, you got a thought?
No, shouldn't there already be expectations? Like, you did buy at the deadline. You did invest in the team. I know they didn't go out and have a blockbuster trade deadline, but you also didn't sell off parts. Like, you did add to the roster. So there should be some expectations when it comes to the Red Sox.
I don't feel like their additions made a huge splash or made them, a team that's 5 games better by the time, you know what I mean? They didn't make a move like that. They solidified some things.
It stabilized their treading of water. Like, it gave them bodies. Like, they actually have some bodies now. They have a little bit of help in the bullpen. Got another catcher, right? Need all those catchers. And you got Casas coming back at some point, so we're hanging on to that.